So here we go. My boy Malachi.
What's good,
Life
bro?
is art. What's good, man? Talk to me, man. What you got going on?
Man, about to drop this album, man. It's been a long time coming. It's my first drop in like a year.
Yeah.
So low key excited, bro. This one of them projects that was more scattered. Usually I got more like ability to like lock in for like a couple months straight and just knock it all out. This project was the first one in a while where like it was I made probably one song 1 month, 3 months later made another song and kind of just brought it all together. So I
Mhm.
like the way it came together, but this project kind of represent like me being able to lock in and focus in the midst of like hella chaos in my life. So that's why I'm very like proud of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro. I definitely I'm anticipating hearing it and what's the title of it?
It's called Blue Emotions, but like emotions spelled like like with the oceans. My last one was gray emotions, so I think I'm gonna just like with my brand being life is art. I'm gonna just like do different colors. You know what I mean? Each project.
That's dope, bro. I like that. I like that as a scheme. So yeah, bro, like I'm definitely like looking forward to that album. And you said it took you a while to like record the whole process. So, you know what I mean? Why is that? Is that just how it happened?
That's kind of how I used to do my projects, bro. I actually like it better like that because I got so many different styles that I work on each style at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, 6 months later, I'm like, oh shit, I got a project with this specific style that I could grab from this year, grab this one from last month, this one from yesterday, bring
Mhm.
that one together. And at the same time, I got another one ready in a couple months because I've been cooking up more of this style. And it's like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it comes together. I feel like the more you just keep moving and recording, the projects come together and they form in a way where you don't really realize it till it's time to like, oh shit, like it's
Yeah.
ready. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it still keeps it like a cohesiveness where you feel like it's a project, even though you got all of these different styles on it still feel like a project.
Right, exactly. Because I have three main different styles. I got like trap soul, I got like acoustic soul, and I got like soul soul. And I always make those just simultaneously together. Like I might make a soul one tomorrow or make a trap soul one the next day. That eventually I got enough for each to drop three projects of like three different kind of lanes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Or just kind of mix them together a little bit. But I always end up having about like 10 to 12 of joints that's like that got the same sound,
Yeah.
given like a year or so. But really, I've for this project, I had like 80 songs to choose from
Mm.
of that specific sound.
Oh, that's fire. So I know it's fire.
Now it's gonna be
Mm.
crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody, like, I didn't heard it so many times that I'm numb to it that I wasn't really. Like, I was just getting to a point where I'm like, I don't even know which ones to put on there, which ones to
Yeah.
put first. So this last week, I've been shooting content for it. So I've been able to get different ears on it. Like my mans that was helping me shoot it, my cameraman, they like, oh nah, this one crazy, this one crazy. I'm like, oh
Mm.
shit. Cause this also the first project that I haven't got no feedback from. Nobody
Mm.
heard none of these songs until like last week,
Mhm.
which is kind of tough. I like that, but it's tough because you ain't got no other input.
I think that's a good thing though, because it makes it easier for you to just follow your gut instinct on it.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
how you feel when you see the content, how you feel when you listen to the music. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. And I was just also talking about this, but like sometimes you get the wrong idea off of a reaction. Sometimes
Hmm.
you might play the song for somebody and they maybe think about some other shit and they ain't really listening and then you thinking they ain't fucking with it because they ain't give you a certain
Exactly.
reaction. They could have just been on their phone, like,
Exactly.
you know
Ain't
what I'm
nobody
saying?
fuck up
Like,
the vibration you had
yeah,
when you was
exactly.
listening to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good thing, bro. You locked in, like tunnel vision. It's really just about how you feel because it's art, right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's for at the end of the day, like it's a self expression. So
And the way with art, it comes together on its own. That's the crazy part about art, and that's kind of what my brand, life is art, even mean. Like
yeah,
the same way life moves in an automatic way, and it forms in ways where like it kind of get a mind of its own. Like we get a mind of our own, even though like we're created. Same way with art. Art kind of after a while, it gets a mind of its own and start
yeah,
kind of conspiring on its own, like in
yeah.
its own way. And then it's like, oh shit, this song sound like this song and this
Mhm.
actually matched the title of this song and it's like it was forming itself. All I was
Yeah,
doing was making it. But
yeah,
like the project was like having a mind of its own in the background, like, and it, you know what I'm saying, on
yeah,
some weird shit, but it's like that shit is actually beautiful when you really step back.
yeah, bro. I mean, I did hear you mention like you did a lot of content for this joint.
I did a lot of content for it.
So like what's your content, what's your content strategy like for other artists that may be listening You know what I mean? Like even though they may be like different type of artists than you, but like what do you think is the most important aspects of like trying to find a content strategy? And
I don't know with art. Well, visually, I'm very idea driven. I'm not the type of person with content to just be like, hey, let's go shoot some content and see what happens.
yeah,
Sometimes, but that don't ever really
a
work
lot of
out as
artists
good as
do
I
that.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not the type of artist. I'm the type where like the content I shot today, I had that idea for 2 years. I was like, one day I'm gonna do this. And it
yeah,
seemed so impossible 2 years ago. I'm like, damn, that's gonna be hard to do. I gotta
yeah.
find this, find this. And over time, you keep it in your mind and you keep belief in it that it may one day happen. And then it's like, oh, this is the perfect song for that idea I had. Or I
Mhm.
could just be in the gym. I'm very spiritual, so I believe it be little brief flashes of moments where I have creativity that's through the roof, and I'm like, damn, this song would
Gotta
be
capture it.
fire with this visual,
Yeah.
and like it'll just pop in my head. I could be laying down, sleep, and I'm like, damn, that would be a fire visual. I'm writing that down. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then that's what those the ones I execute, and sometimes I'd be like, let's go just find something else we can shoot and see what come together. But very rarely do those be like I like my visuals to be through the roof. Like, damn,
Mhm.
that's fire. I don't want like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
like I like breathtaking shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of vibrance. I notice like
Mm-hmm.
I see your content. And it's always like authentic to who you are as a artist and as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it,
Which
bro.
we're gonna get into that, you know what I mean? Just a little bit about you, like you the person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, tell me where you from, like where you grew up and all of that.
So I'm originally from Northwest Indiana, Gary, Indiana. I say 219, like we call it the region because it's a very close knit community. Like it's like 3 or 4 cities in Northwest Indiana that's kind of like that move kind of as one, but Gary is like the hub of that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I grew up,
Midwest, right?
yeah,
I
Midwest,
feel
yeah,
like the best artists always come from the Midwest.
yeah, bro. Like, and we more like Chicago more so than even though it's Indiana, we more Chicago because we like 30 minutes from Chicago, but we
Yeah.
like 2 hours from that, maybe like an hour and a half from Indianapolis,
Yeah.
which is the
I like
capital,
five
Indiana.
hours from St. Louis where I grew up, but them shits is like night and day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how it is. Like people from Indianapolis is a little different from people from Gary. So we more like Chicago. We brought from their culture. Like we got Chicago slang.
Mhm.
We got Chicago food places. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up there. I'm grateful for where I grew up. Nobody fuck with it when you there. Like everybody that's there hate it and want to leave.
Mhm.
Rightfully so. But the more I moved, the more I realized that that's a blessing to grow up in a close knit community where we walking home from school, chess boxing, fucking with girls,
Yeah.
go to the skating rink, go to the mall all in one day, and then wake
Yeah.
up do the same shit again. Like, and everybody in the city went to the same school from 5th grade to high school. So it's like we all know each other like the
Mhm.
back of our hand. Cause like I
Mhm.
didn't see you, I didn't know you since 4th grade. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's a blessing because not that like when you grow up in that, you just automatically assume that's how everybody grew up, and then you start moving to different cities. Like, wait, it's like it's 10 different high schools in this
Yeah.
city. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Facts.
which is kind of, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm grateful that I grew up in that because like we know, like I had like a movie like childhood, bro. Like
Mhm.
on some real, like when you see on the movies when they be when the kids be like everybody walking home together from school and
Yeah.
everybody know each other and
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? This so and so cousin, and we finna chill here, then walk around the block in 2 hours to go chill with. Like that's really how it was, like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I definitely can relate to that because I'm from St. Louis and it's
Mm-hmm.
very similar, you know what I mean, in that respect. But yeah, about you say your upbringing and I know you was raised by your father, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, majority, you know what I mean. Tell me a little bit about that. Like how was that experience?
My dad was working hella just cause like it was me and my brothers, and he was kind of like taking care of everything by himself. So I didn't spend a lot of time. Like he was just working all the time. We was outside. So like
Yeah.
when he was home, we was like at our friend's crib or
Yeah.
outside. Like so like he was just more of a
Hmm.
principle kind of guy. Like he wasn't strict on some like you ain't going here, you ain't going there. He was more like if he seen something mentally or like morally that was looked a little off putting, he gonna tell you about it. Like my
Yeah.
dad is a good communicator.
Yeah.
So like my dad never really like whooped me like that. All he had to do was really like talk to me and like get into my psyche of like
And that's good, man. I feel like more parents of today should like adopt that as a like a
not
strategy of
everybody
dealing
can
with the kids.
communicate
Yeah.
though. So I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Cause that's you know what I mean? If you don't know how to communicate, you naturally go to emotions. You know what I'm saying? You start
I
yelling and
mean, a
shit.
big part of communication is actually having listening skills. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming
sure.
that he would listen to you from time to
Oh
time.
yeah, he was like a
Yeah.
spy, bro. Like he knew everything that was going on. I
Yeah.
still think he'd be like watching me in a way I don't know he watching me.
He's
Which is
right there. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when he yelled at me, like it was a strategic. It wasn't like an outburst. It would
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
it would be strategic. Like, okay, I gotta yell at this nigga for this so he get
I
the
mean, when you
message.
think
You know what I'm
about it, I
saying?
think that's just like the point of a father. Like that's why it's important to have a father.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you grew up with a father, then it's like he's always there. You can always like second thing before you make a fucked up decision, like, oh no, my pops wasn't like that.
Yeah. And my dad was very like he's very masculine. Like he's very like you know, he was FOI Nation of Islam, like
Yeah,
super serious, super cerebral kind of dude. So like
yeah,
he ain't really go for like excuses or like
and all of that. Yeah,
complaining. Like he was, and that kind of that's what kind of made me who I am today. Where I'm like very like I think from a level above my emotions. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Which is really like kind of in a that's more of like a spiritual intelligence. You know what I'm saying? To be able
yeah,
to rise above like how you feel. Like
yeah,
how you feel don't really matter.
yeah,
It matters because you feel it, but in the grand scheme of how if whatever you're trying to get done and being productive towards what you're trying to do, how you feel don't really matter. Which is honestly that right there has been my biggest strength in life.
mm-hmm,
I'm able to like rise above how I feel, even with music.
mm-hmm,
I like now. I was just talking to an artist that I work with about this. Um, like if I feel motivated or inspired, that's a bonus. But
yeah,
technically, I'm gonna do this shit anyway. Like I'm gonna make the music anyway. I'm gonna put it out anyway.
yeah,
And if I feel confident and shit, like, all right, that's a bonus. Bet we
yeah,
confident. Like that's just gonna make it a little easier. But like once you get into the habit of doing it anyway, you
mm-hmm,
remove fear because it's like I'm gonna do this shit anyway. I don't care how I feel because a lot of people fear the way they feel because they know it's gonna stop them
yeah,
if they feel the wrong thing.
yeah.
I don't really fear how I feel about music and whatever else I do because it's just like I'm gonna do this shit anyway. To
I'm gonna
be
do it
honest,
anyway,
so
so
it's
might as
like
well put it
it
out.
becomes
Mm.
a nuance more so than a dominating aspect of your life, emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, I definitely can validate that as far as you because I mean, like anytime somebody play music for you, whether it's me, another artist, if you feel it, you like, yo, you should put that out. You always say that's the first thing you say.
But the
Yo,
hell
put that
yeah,
out, yo, bro. You gotta put that shit out. Put that shit
yeah,
out.
bro. Because I look at music different, bro. I look at it like if somebody could be listening to this and being inspired by this song 1,000 years from now, and imagine not putting it out because you give it like you
Yeah,
scared. Like
yeah,
what? That
yeah.
don't even
True
make
that.
sense. Like that's like a anomaly. Like, I mean, that's like a I don't know, bro. It's like a sickness almost where it's like
Yeah,
to even have that perspective of you not gonna put this out because you nervous or
you
like
might
you
be
feel
nervous
like
or
you ain't got a
scared.
rollout
Sometimes it can
plan.
be other reasons too, though. But I mean, I actually learned that from you. Because like so much of the shit that I do is always motivated by trying to make money.
Right, right,
You
right,
know
right,
what I
right.
mean? So even with that,
Which is
even with the
important.
music, it's like, damn, well, I was trying to make some money off of this. And like
I
I
feel like
just,
that's our journey. I feel like well, you got different handshakes you got to make in life, and I feel like the number one handshake you got to make is with God,
yeah,
and that's putting it out. Now, I always imagine God on some like, all right, now if you want to figure out how to benefit from that and make a living off that, all right, that's another. We can work on that, but you putting that shit out
yeah,
because at
you
the end of
putting
the
it out,
day,
yeah. Cause
it's
it
helps
comes from
people.
God to you and
It
it's
helps
supposed to go
people.
to the people.
That if people DM, all I had to do was hear people DMing me saying, "Yo, this inspired me, bro. I was listening to this when I got now I gotta put it out
You
because
gotta
at
put
the
it
end of the
out.
day,
Yeah.
that's I gotta please God first. Now after that, whatever I choose to do with it, how on top of it I choose to be when it comes to it financially and the
Mhm.
business wise, that's up to me.
Yeah.
Now if God allows me to live a good life from my music while I'm here on earth, that's a bonus, that's a benefit. I pray it happens. But the number one goal is to put it out because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like I said, we still bumping Michael Jackson. We still, you know what I'm saying?
True
Like,
that.
if you let how you feel determine what you do, then you're telling yourself that how you feel is more important than what you got to do. Like
Yeah.
I was giving this kid a lesson in here the other day. I give him production lessons, and he's in school, and he said at the end of his classes, the teacher asks, "Does anybody want to play any beats?" And I'll be like, "Do you play any beats?" He fired too. He was like, nah, I'll be nervous. I'm like, bro, you're telling yourself that your nerves are more important than getting better. Like they can
Yeah.
give you some real feedback. Like, are your nerves more important than you getting better?
Hmm.
That's the question you gotta ask.
Yeah.
And then when I told him that, he came back the next week and said, yeah, yeah, I played it for the class. They liked it. Boom, bam. You know what I'm
That's
saying? But
good,
like,
bro. Yeah. That's good, bro. Like that's the inspiration that's really more important than anything, Inspiration, inspiring others and
yeah,
yeah, for
that's
sure. That,
really the only thing that really matter about what you do is like, how is it affecting others, you know?
yeah. But so the spirituality part of it is like that's so entwined into who you are as a person. Obviously it carries on into the music,
Hmm.
right? So I mean like tell me about the importance of that, like just being a spiritual person and being true to who you are when you in your creation process.
Honestly, bro, I feel like I chose music as my main, source of like expression because for some reason, when I'm behind the microphone, I don't care. Like I'm just like I'm myself.
Hmm.
It's something that like before I made music, I was always a little like socially like inclined to do what other people do and like care what other people think. For some reason, bro, when I make music, I don't know what it is. I could be trying to make something that's like a hit or like, all right, I gotta make something that people gonna fuck with. It still come out different and it still
Yeah.
come out unique and it still come out me. So it's like it's almost like second nature at this point. So it's like it's the thing that I feel like whatever you're most fearless with is the thing that God uses through you. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's your tool now. Whatever you become the most fearless with. So
Hmm.
music is I'm just inherently fearless with it. Where it's
Hmm.
just like that's what God can use. God can only use what you fearless with. He can't use what you fearful with and what you fearful of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He uses what you have complete authenticity with. You know what I mean? Because that's how he can get through. Because all that ego, fear is like clouds. It's like water going through a funnel, and the ego and the fear clogs up the water going through the funnel, and it
Hmm.
it it muddies up the water by the time it gets to the drinking glass. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So with music, try to keep it pure. I try to keep my mind focused on the right things when it comes to making music, which is being myself. I feel like being yourself. I feel like authenticity without art is like a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
really is. Like if you got like an angle in which you trying to like make the music, like I feel like it's a gimmick. Like you got to be yourself. It's
Hmm.
authenticity at the end of the day. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Tell your truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we still got Kanye here doing his thing like 20, 30 years later or something.
Yeah.
I feel
Yes,
like
sir.
Kanye is a perfect example of that. Just being yourself, unapologetically, or however you say that word. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What should we spin off to?
Which hmm, I don't know, bro. What you been on? What you been on lately, bro?
Shit. I just been working, bro. Just working, putting together businesses. I mean, I'm a father, so like,
Right, 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 right.
yeah, like that's 100% of my time.
I be forgetting that shit,
Son
bro.
play ball and shit. Going to practices, going to games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. One day that's my biggest goal, bro, is to become a dad. I don't know, bro. I feel like I became so much of a loner
Yeah.
that it's getting harder and harder to imagine a life like with a family, like to like be responsible of and shit. But
Yeah.
hopefully one day, you know what I'm saying, I get to that point. Right now, I feel like I just be so locked in on
On
the
the on the purpose, which is
yeah,
important for a man, bro. You should. I mean, like I can just speak on the experience with that. You know what I mean? Like you should lock in on the purpose before you start a family. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you doing the right thing for sure.
Yeah, my worst fear is starting a family too early, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before I'm like ready to like, cause like just from how my dad raised me, it's like I feel like the next generation got to be better than the last generation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
otherwise, it's like you moving backwards. You know what I mean? So like,
Mhm.
I feel like I got to prepare the table so my kid can be better than me. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I can tell you now that being better is something you won't be able to control, right?
That's true.
You know what I mean? You just want to be able to provide better situation for them to become better. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
that's true.
whether they're gonna become better or not, it's really not in your hands.
Facilitate the environment.
Exactly. You just want to put them in the better circumstances that you was brought up in. That's what you always want to do. as a man, period. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Yeah, but whether or not, these little niggas is going to grab the wheel or not, it's sometimes, I tell my kids all the time that life is a very, um, what do you say? Like a
Up and down type shit.
not up and down, but it's very personal. It's a personal journey.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like everything is going to be up to you at the end of the day.
That's
You know what
true.
I mean?
That's the craziest part about kids to me, bro, is like I feel like naturally, I'm not a parent, but I feel like naturally parents assume that like they kid gonna have it's like I believe like they think they kids gonna have their relationship with God or like their
Yeah,
spiritual relationship. Like, no, they got
yeah,
their own. The moment they
yeah.
born, they got their own little path they
They
about to
got
go
their
down.
own
That to me,
journey.
that concept is crazy, bro. Like you just in charge of them. They not yours. That's how I look at kids. Like when I have kids, like this is not my kid. Like this is
Yeah,
life's kid.
yeah.
I'm just in charge of it for now. Like, you know
That's
what I
good
mean?
that you got that awareness before even
Yeah.
having kids, because that's what I mean. That's a parent's hardest thing, bro. That's trying to navigate and figure out how to let this little birdie out of the nest. You know what I mean?
Cause they got his own purpose. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, I mean, of course, how you raise them is gonna shape a lot of how they act, but
yeah,
they got their own life purpose. To me, that concept is crazy. Like,
yeah,
cause I can already just imagine like you having to like fight to detach from like trying to force them to go somewhere,
yeah.
go a
Trying to
certain
force
way.
them to do things that I think is best for them, or
Right.
you know what I
Which
mean, or
is
put whatever ideology that I think is the way things should go for them. You know what I mean?
right.
When reality, like you said, they got their own journey. You know what I mean? So through the years, I have learned that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm no different than any other parent out here. Like we all just learning, what I'm saying, through the process. Like every year they turn another age. It's like I never had a son this age. I never had a
That shit be looking hard, bro. I be looking at them niggas IG story like, damn, this nigga, I'm chilling in this shit. I ain't said a word all day, and I
nah,
see
that
a
shit
nigga's
that shit
IG
ain't hard, bro.
story, and
That shit
this
ain't
nigga
hard.
got 4 kids crying. I'm like, fuck, this shit
Well,
crazy.
that shit might be hard. I guess. I don't know.
I'll be like, damn, bro.
I don't know. To me, I don't know. It's not really hard, you know what I mean? It's just
Right,
it
yeah.
is what it is.
Now it's a blessing. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the biggest blessing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to be ready for it. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I feel like these songs be my kids too, bro.
Yeah.
I be looking at music like they kid. I remember my boy used to call me a deadbeat because like he used to be like, bro, you putting out these songs and never market them, bro. He'd be like, this song you dropped last year, you ain't
It's
even
a big
post.
thing.
And he still to this day he be calling me a deadbeat and shit. But like,
That's a big thing. That's a funny way to put it, but that is a
yeah,
big thing. We should get into that actually, because I mean, like, I constantly like tell artists that come into the studio, like, making music and creating music, that's one side of it, but you have to be privy to the business too. And marketing is such a huge part of this game. Like, you have to learn how to market the music. You know what I mean?
that's very true. I feel
If
like you got to be ready to market it though, because well, I believe you should practice it all. So it's like a pyramid. It all kind of
Yeah.
rises with each other. Um, but I feel like I was just telling you outside, like, I feel like my career went in phases.
Hmm.
Like when I first started, I was learning how to produce and engineer. You know what I'm saying? So I could become self-sufficient and like
Hmm.
raise the quality of my music on my own without paying a lot of money. Then my second stage in my career was making the music. I spent 2 years, made 200 songs of just like perfecting my craft, finding my sound, getting my comfortable with my voice. Then it's like, all right, it's time to get these visuals right.
Yeah.
Now that I got the visuals right, now it's time to market to the point where I know 99% of 95% of people that's hearing these songs, they fuck with it heavy. So
Yeah.
that just means I got to get in front of more people. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So I feel
So here
like
comes the marketing.
because marketing, I feel like, bro, it's subjective.
Yeah.
That's why I hate when people try to tell people like, no, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like, bro, it all depends on what kind of music you make, how good you are at making that type of music, how cost effective is your process, how much money are you spending recording it. Some artists, I tell yo, you should go buy your own stuff, make 200 songs.
Yeah.
You know, some artists, I'm like, I don't know if you even able to mentally learn how to do all that shit. So you should keep coming to the studio. Be careful what you spend money on.
Yeah.
Be strategic. I feel like it just depend, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm a workhorse. Like I'm a machine, bro. Like I've made thousands of songs, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe not thousands, but maybe 1,000 at least.
we were talking about you were saying that you was just practicing and practicing and practicing until you got yourself to a certain point where you know, okay,
Right, right, right.
you got this down packed. But that's the creation process, right? Like we was talking about outside, like being able to perform at a high level. Like I'm gonna hit the studio like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 times. I'm gonna come up with a banger, you know.
Yeah.
But the marketing process is something totally different from that.
It
Right?
depends on what you want as an artist too. It depends on
Yeah.
what you value as an artist, like what you prioritize. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
all of that plays a factor in your marketing scheme. It's like that's why I say it's not the same for everybody. Like me, I realize that I prioritize like expression more than anything. Like I said, like I want to get it out
Yeah.
first. I will sacrifice some business to get some art out.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So much so that it's a little imbalanced. I could be a little bit more on the other side of the balance beam where I'm like, all right, I could kind of not drop this and like just market this a little bit more. But like I said, my priority is more spiritual when it comes to the music. So
Yeah.
we're at a point where like I will never sacrifice the spiritual aspect of the purpose of my expression
Right.
for money.
But with that being said, so like what is the marketing process for you then personally? What do you feel like? What do you
Personally,
see it?
I feel like my strength is the visuals and my strength is also projects. I feel like singles I drop, they be good too. You know what I'm saying? People
Mhm.
people fuck with them. But projects is my strength. So I feel like I have to go from the ground up, like build it fan by fan. And those 10 fans gonna get the next 20 fans, and those
Yeah.
20 fans gonna hear the next album and get the next 40 fans. And like if the people who like my music, they really, really fuck with my music. I always say as an artist, just from what I observe, it's way better to have 200 people who love you than have 2,000 people that like you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You never want to be indifferent. Like, you never want to have music that's indifferent. Like people just feel indifferent about. Like that's what we were just talking about Jack Harlow album. I fuck with the fact that like the best kind of art is polarizing.
Yeah.
The worst kind of art is like, oh, it's good or no, it's all right. Like people just feel like about your
Yeah.
music. The best art, people either really hate the shit or really love it. Like Drake was the master of that.
Yeah.
Like around the Hotline Bling days,
Yeah.
people either really hated that shit or they really liked it.
Yeah.
When you in between, that's bad art. When it doesn't force you to have an opinion, it's
Yeah.
not polarizing. It's not like it doesn't move you.
Yeah.
Kanye does it amazingly. It's like, damn, I either really 808s a Heartbreak was like, yo, this is either a classic or this is terrible. There's
Yeah.
no in between.
But definitely a classic.
Yeah, I think it's a classic too. But
Yeah,
some
for
people
sure.
like, well, that shit was terrible.
Yeah.
But that's great. That's what you want as an artist. You want
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want you want to split people because that means it's moving you to the point where it's forcing you to have an internal dialogue with yourself. Like
Yeah.
that's great art.
Yeah.
That's what I said about the Jack Harlow album. Like some people really like that shit. Some people really don't
I
like
mean,
it.
I don't deny that it's actually good because I think he is talented, but to a certain degree, some people, like I'm just one of those people where I just gotta have some type of relatability to you. If I'm gonna be bumping it, like I just don't relate to Jack Harlow. Like,
I
sorry,
feel you.
Jack. Like, you
Yeah,
feel
but
me?
it's
His
less
music
about
is
as an
good.
artist. I don't listen to the music. Like, I mean, this is good music. Like whether it's not as good as not what good or not is whatever. I more so look at like shit like that. Like the fact
Yeah.
that he in this stage of his career that he dropped some shit like that, and the fact that this is the most talked about album of his. That's what artists
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, for sure. And which I can respect because I wear many different hats when it comes to that. So I can respect that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see that it got motion. But as far as just like me being a fan and listening to it, that's a whole different thing. You know what I
You're
mean?
right, 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 right,
Yeah,
right.
that's a
I don't
different
listen
thing.
to a lot of music anyway, bro. To be honest, like a lot of shit I'll skim through unless I gotta really like it to listen to it.
Yeah.
Like I I don't know, just even me being an engineer too, bro. I got music blasting in my ears 24/7. Like sometimes I want to go home, listen to a podcast or just silence, listen to
Right.
the damn road. I
Right.
still gotta listen to my shit too. I don't have to, but I enjoy listening to my shit. But like it ain't enough time in the day to be like listening to nigga shit. Like we were just talking about all
Yeah.
these albums that came out that was great. I've only gave some of them one spin. I really enjoyed it, but it's
It's
just like,
crazy. It's like the only time that I'm listening to music that's now my music is in the gym. So like in the
yeah.
sense I go to the gym every day consistently, I'm always listening to different artists. And then it's artists that we work with. I'm always listening to their music, but I might not necessarily listen to it on my personal time because like I said, like it's not something that I will listen to. But I understand that it is for a certain market. It is for a certain demographic of people, and I understand that they may look like it, you know. So
Yeah.
just having an idea and an understanding that not everything is for everybody, but all of this may work somewhere. You know what I mean? Like we
Right.
was just talking about artists being popping overseas and making money, and we don't even know that this person is even has any motion. You know what I mean? Like so.
I feel like as an artist, you naturally attract the people. That's why I feel like it's so important to be fearlessly authentic with your music, because it's like when you fearlessly authentic, you attract the people that's looking for your sound. Like you attract the people you when you authentic, you like the spokesperson for your frequency. For
Yeah,
everybody who operate on your same frequency, you the spokesperson, and everybody like, oh, that's how I feel. I just couldn't.
yeah,
When you can put into words what people can't vocalize,
yeah,
you solved half their problem. A lot of the time, just talking about your problem and
yeah.
getting in detail, you solving half of the problem for somebody else, because a
Like
lot of people can't
therapy.
even vocalize what the fuck they feel. So when
Yeah,
somebody hears somebody speak for them, it's like, there it is.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like that should be more of the focus, where it's like that's how you put purpose into the business. Cause you can do both.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta choose one or the other.
mm-hmm.
Cause at the end of the day, like my pops always told me that money is like, he said money is value. When you have a certain amount of value, you can't even stop money from coming to you if you
Yeah.
try.
Facts,
Even if you try, people
facts,
gonna throw it. When you solving a certain problem for people, they will throw their money at you.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how they feel about what you don't matter how they feel about what you're doing, they gonna throw their money at you because you're solving a problem of theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like Jeff Bezos. Like I had a girl I was talking to. She used to hate Jeff Bezos, always talking shit about him. Oh, Jeff Bezos shouldn't be that rich, but then she'll order some shit off Amazon because he
Exactly,
solves a problem for her that
exactly,
she has to use him almost, because that's how
exactly.
big of a problem he's solving. So I think that's a big thing to consider with business, where it's like you hold a certain amount of once you have a certain amount of value, you can't stop money from coming to you. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's a spiritual thing. So
yep,
I feel like when it comes to the music, I feel like focus on the value that you provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the best value you can provide is being yourself,
yeah.
because
Being yourself, telling your truth.
the world
Yeah,
needs you. Whoever you are, that's what the world needs. They don't need a
the
watered down
world, the
version of
world,
you.
the world needs you, and if you are telling your truth and being your authentic self, then you're going to find out, like you said, there's so many other people in the world that feel like how you feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it gives them something to grasp onto and be like, yo, I'm rocking with this person. It's like this person is like the spokesman for us, you know?
Yeah, and
So
and honestly, bro, even in a spiritual aspect, bro, we all one.
yeah,
That's like science, you know what I'm saying? So the
yeah,
closer you get to your true self, and the more you speak from that true self, is the more you're speaking for everybody, and the
yeah,
more people relate to you. Because at the end of the day, once you get to the root of what you're going through, you realize we all go through the same stuff with different details. When you just express the details and you stay on the outer physical realm, it's like it can get, all right, yeah, I don't rock with that. I don't relate to that. The deeper you get with the problem, the more vague it becomes and the more people relate to it, because like I said, we all go through the same shit, just different details. It's different
yeah,
forms of it. We all going through the same battle, just
yeah.
different forms of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Do you consider the music that you do hip hop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I consider it hip hop because that's the start of my sound. I
yeah,
started off rapping like J. Cole.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Then it graduated into a, let me say less and
yeah,
make it mean more. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think it's hip hop because of what I stand for.
All right. I
Hip
would
hop is more like a rags to riches kind of thing,
like a rags riches
revolution,
story.
like, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of what I stand for musically. That's what I go for. It's like I'm more of an inner revolution kind of artist. Like
yeah,
I speak about my inner workings and the inner obstacles and the
yeah,
inner challenges how that
yeah.
I overcome, which like represent the outer challenges. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and how they all tie together, kind of thing. So I feel like the essence of my sound is hip hop for sure.
That's what's up. That's dope. Because I'm asking because we having this conversation about how the spiritual and all of this is tied to the music and how you got to be true, and like these things find a way to manifest themselves. So but in today's music we got like version of hip hop with these younger dudes that they like. It's like drill music. They rapping about guns, violence, and then you turn on the news and you see it in the streets. Like, do you think that it's the same correlation? Do you think if you like pour into that, it's definitely gonna be like a negative out? I mean, like,
Nah, bro,
what's your opinion on that?
you need
I just
negative
want to hear
in a
your
negative
opinion.
world, bro. You
Yeah,
need negative music because
yeah.
at the end of the day,
So you do consider it to be like negative music?
yeah, but you need it. You wanna know why?
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, the presence of God in somebody's life is not where they are. It's where they are in relation to where they were and where they potentially can be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I can look at the bigger picture, and I've seen it enough times to know that God manifests his wisdom and his glory by taking somebody from here and bringing them to here in front of the whole world. So like I said, when you're an artist, what you're doing is you expressing your frequency, right?
yeah.
When you express your frequency, you become a spokesperson for that frequency and you hook everybody else that's on that frequency.
Hmm.
Now, if you grow, you dragging those people up with you.
Yeah,
Now, if you discourage people while they in that process of coming from here to here and dragging those people up, well, if you discourage that person, you become an enemy to I believe, God's plan. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So like condemning it is one thing, which I don't agree with. I agree with encouraging because that's Nipsey. Because in order to make change, you have to inspire. In order to inspire, people have to relate to you, like you was just saying. They can't
exactly,
relate to you if you didn't start where they were.
exactly.
So that's why, in like, no matter what you believe in, I'm religious, and all the scriptures and whatever, all the major spiritual leaders, they rose up from hell. They didn't drop from heaven because they
Yeah,
have to originate in hell so people can relate to them, so they can have influence over the people. That's how you make change. Oh, I see
inspire.
myself in him.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I believe in the midst of a negative world that we live in, yeah, express your negativity because at the end of the day, you're going to hook the other people that relate to you. And then as you grow, they're going to come up with you. That's
gonna grow
Nipsey.
with you. That's what
That's
Nipsey
Nipsey.
did.
You
Yeah,
know what
he
I'm saying? Like,
inspired.
if now
Mhm.
imagine somebody condemning Nipsey when he first started and discouraging him and then he quit.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have never made that big of a change that he made. He would have never had that much influence in LA like he did.
yeah,
The fact that people related to him, they allow him to guide them out of their condition and be like, you know what? I could do what he's doing. I could grow like he's growing because he came from where I came from.
yeah,
But that's a process and it's a
yeah,
long process. So God enjoys oh, it looks bad right now, but I'm a take them all the way up here
yeah,
in front of the whole world.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's how God manifests his glory. It's easy to look at somebody and just be like, that's negative, that's positive. Because at the end of the day, I believe in authenticity. Authenticity is negative and positive. Positive. It's dualistic. Reality is dualistic. Everything that's moving in the universe is made up of positivity and negativity and neutral. It's a neutral charge in it.
it's a balance.
It's about everything.
Yeah.
So it's like we got a term in Islam called settle on the best part.
Mm-hmm.
You find the best part and you settle on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it looks bad because if the niggas who holding the camera got the camera pointed on the negative charge 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they not putting the camera on the positive charge, so it just looks negative, 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 negative. But they
Yeah.
not putting the camera on the fact that a nigga like T.I. or Ice Cube or you name it, it
Yeah.
started here and now they
Ended there.
family man, now they
Yeah.
businessman, now they talk. They don't like that.
Yeah.
They don't put the camera on that.
They don't shine the spotlight on that.
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
positive charge. It's a negative. The world is made of atoms. All atoms got a positive charge, negative charge, and a neutral charge.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you gonna put the camera at? What you gonna put the focus on? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up, bro. I definitely wanted to hear your perspective on that because, it's just wild. Like the youth is wild right now. So
The youth is wild,
yeah.
bro. That's part of the negative charge, though. They is wilding out there, but we living in a wild world, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I feel like they becoming more fearless. They not becoming worse. They just becoming more fearless in
yeah.
like how they expressing themselves, which is it looks wild, but I feel like that's just how it is. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up with niggas who kill niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas rap about killing niggas. It's like it ain't like you know what I'm saying? It's like
Now, back in the day, the rappers used to just rap about killing niggas. Now the rappers
it's
really
really
do
killing
kill
niggas,
niggas.
bro. Yeah, I mean, but niggas been killing niggas.
Yeah, facts.
You know
Niggas
what I'm
been killing
saying?
niggas.
But
Yeah.
it's like
It's just a expression.
Yeah, perception is everything, bro. I feel like how you. That's why I don't blame the people. Like I was just having this conversation the other day about like how immigrants feel about black people and stuff when they come over here. It's like they look down on us, but I don't blame them because all they see on TV is Boys in the Hood, Power, Snowfall, NBA Young Boy.
What
Like
immigrants though? Which ones
what
you
are like
talking?
people? I was having a conversation with somebody. I was talking about how like people, immigrants come over here and they kind of like they got like a little subtle form of racism. Not all of them, but a lot of them. A little like
Yeah,
because all they seen was Boys in the Hood, NBA Young Boy.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like Power, Snowfall. So that's how they. That's how. Like I said, the camera is pointed on a negative charge. So like,
You think it's racism though, or is it maybe just like a fear? Just a
but
little
that's what I
fear.
said. It's not a. It's not a. It don't mean. They don't mean bad. That's just
Yeah,
all they seen. It ain't their fault. I blame the niggas who putting the camera on the negative
the
charge.
spotlight.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Who putting the camera on all of our flaws and like making that the representation of who we are in hip hop.
yeah.
It's a lot of hip hop that's real, authentic, positive. Like
There is,
it's a lot of it out
especially
there.
today, because I mean, like you can just go and load your music up. Anybody can do it. So
And I think the music industry, like I feel like it's a lot of good music out, bro. It's just be like
yeah,
how like do you really want to find it or you rather like talk about
I just think it's a good time for the artists. Period. Like we were saying outside, you know what I mean? Like for the independent artists, I see a lot of podcasts with dudes saying, "Oh, this is the worst time." No, I think this is actually the best time for
I
them.
think so too, bro. I think that it's a need for good music. And since money is I mean it's still a lot of money in music, like we was talking about. It's not as easily accessible as it was, but I feel like that's perfect because now it's weeding out the people who was just making music for money. Now, if you making music now, you really love it. Because
Hmm.
how hard it is to make music now, even like with everything that's going on, how expensive stuff is, and you still cooking up, that means you really love it,
Yeah.
which makes art. They say like in the end times of every civilization, the most important people was the artist and the journalist. Those are the two most important voices in the end times of all civilizations. I don't know if we in the end times. I'm not saying that, but in rough patches of civilizations, like artistry is important because
Yeah.
it's expression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's my whole like mantra, like expression, bro. Like I feel like that's the key. That's the
Hmm.
key. You know what I'm saying?
Life is art.
Life is definitely art, bro.
Man, well shit. I guess we can wrap it up, bro. You know what I mean? You want to give any like last thoughts, last words, let the people know, you know what I mean, where they can find you.
So you can find me on all streaming platforms, Malachi LA. Um, Instagram, malachi.lifeisart. Um, yeah, I ain't really got no last words, bro. I feel like I said a lot. New music dropping. By the time this dropped, though, this it's gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? Go stream Blue Emotions on all platforms. Good vibes, good music from the heart, authenticity, all that. You know.
I do got one more question.
Oh, what's up?
I need a verse on one of those Jones.
Hell no. Nah, I'm playing. Hell
Ah,
yeah, bro. Come on, all we got is
for sure.
JetBlue.
Uh,
And I ain't even.
that's my song,
I
nigga.
know. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, we need something, bro. We
yeah,
need
yeah,
something.
fire, yeah, fire.
I got to get into more collabs too. This is the last thing I'm talking about, like more collabs.
Some
That's
more
my
collabs
goal.
for sure,
I probably
hundred
got like
percent.
3 collabs in my whole 70 song catalog.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy.
I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm like that. I don't know. I don't know what that is. And I know a lot of dope artists too. I work with a lot of dope artists. It's just like once I get in that mode, I be like, nah, I gotta finish this shit. I'm selfish
Hmm.
on the music. I need to get more like collaborative, you know.
Man, I be like going through some of my songs now that I didn't heard your music, some of Geo shit. You know what I mean? That's a lot of different artists that I just be around all the time. Like I always hear it on one of my songs when it's like, I can have Malachi on that. This is a good tone for Malachi. That's why I even hit you up for the
The
JetBlue.
JetBlue
I
joint.
was like, it's Malachi.
Nah, bro, it's crazy because I love collaborating too. It bring out a
Yeah.
different side of me. Like a lot of times I'll cook up with an artist that I'm engineering for, like producing for, like they'll have like an open verse. I just go in there and that shit be feeling great. Just to collab, just to hear your voice with somebody else's, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Facts.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that's
Facts.
definitely the goal, bro. I definitely want to collab with more people. I got a lot of features out there, like me on other people's songs, but for some reason when it comes to like
Yeah, I
my
do too. I definitely do too. But yeah, bro, you know what I mean? Look out for my boy Malachi, Life is Art.
Yes, sir. We out.
Malachi, LA. We out.